How often do you watch that penalty, Darren? Be honest.
To be honest, not that much.
Because you don't like the hair?
The shirt looks about 4 sizes too big for me. But yeah, most definitely the hair. But no, it's one of them that... Love you too.
Well done, Mum.
No, it's one that I've got obviously hid away, and anytime I sort of feel a bit down on myself, I'll pluck it out and stick it on and have a watch.
He was the kid, wasn't he? You had to look after this boy. You know, he was raw, he was young, and you know, you had to look after him, didn't you?
Well, to be honest, when he scored the winner, after we got promoted, I think after 5 days, I was still married to my first wife, and we got promoted on a Monday. I was divorced the Monday after, believe it. Because I never went home till Sunday, and fair play to the fans and that. They were different class, because I don't think me and Katz bought a drink or even gained taxis home. Not that I got many taxis home, but the Blues fans paid for them, and they were different class.
Let's not forget what you did, Stern, in the semi-final. Nice to have you here, by the way.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming all the way over. It's a real pleasure. The guys like you and Stan, you know, guys like you and Stan, you come over here, you make all the effort to be part of it, and we really do appreciate it. This is a question from Craig. Wants to know, what was the better feeling? Scoring the winner against Millwall, or the last-minute equaliser for them lot down the road in that 2-2? I mean, tell us about the Millwall goal.
No, the last-minute goal definitely was special,
yeah.
Definitely. I think in the Millwall game, I had a chance early, kind of scuffed it and went wide. So I was hoping to get a second chance at it so I can make amends. And Steve Vickers was high up the pitch and played it wide out for me, and ran and get a tap in.
Fantastic goal. Really meant something. Now listen. Dealey, welcome. Lovely to see you here, mate. Now, it's important that people like you are here as well. Obviously, you weren't on the pitch, you weren't involved in Cardiff, but you played your part during the course of the season. What was it like for you, looking at what happened at that day at Cardiff? What did it mean to you? Because you've been at the club for a while under Trevor.
Yeah, no, it meant a lot to me. For the whole season, I was out injured, and the back end I went out on loan, but I always kept an eye out for the results. The actual final, I couldn't watch half of it because it was just so nerve-wracking, but like I was as excited as everyone else for Blues to finally get promoted.
When Lee Clark made his debut for Fulham, it was at Stan's, and you were playing for Fulham at the time.
Yeah, I know Lee really well, and I've seen his career progress through the management, the playing and the management, and he's done all his licences he can, and he's a good man management, and he comes from a great place, from Newcastle, and he knows how the fans feel about football, and I think he's a great appointment. I spoke to him yesterday, I rang him up yesterday, and I said to him that it's a great club, it's got great fans, and hopefully he can get the backing, and we know what the financial trouble is at Birmingham City at the minute, and hopefully we can turn that round and we can get behind him, because I know that Lee Clark are one of the best. I know Benno has worked under him at Huddersfield, and he works really, really hard in whatever he can do, and hopefully he can do that and turn Birmingham and get Birmingham. And I texted him, I said, you better get my club up into the Premier League in the next year.
I'll leave it with you, Darren. I mean, you know, when it comes to what's written on your gravestone in many, many years from now, I don't know when you look back, I don't know what this is going to mean to you when you're in your final years, but this is a squad that I think everybody in this room, from what Urs has just said, working class players for a working class club, and this squad, I think, summed that up better than any other squad I can remember.
Yeah, without a doubt. I think obviously you can just see by the turnout tonight, and whenever I speak to any supporters about that day and that season, there's always fond memories. And I was very fortunate, to be honest, as a young lad coming into a team like that with, you know, pros like, you know, Jeff Stern, Dealey, Jeff Kenner. Everyone helped me along the way, and, you know, 17/18 at that time, hadn't really trained with the first team too much, and they brought me in and basically learnt me the ropes, plain and simple. So I owe a lot to them for that season, and I've always said from that day it's going to be pretty hard to top that in my career. I'd love to, obviously, but I think that day will go down as probably the most special day in my career, and like I say, if I top that, I've done very, very well.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it one more time for the men that matter. St John, Dealey Adebola, Jeff Horsfield, and Darren Carter.